of all, you're welcome. First of all, you're welcome. Honestly. It's good. It's really, really good.
Oh yeah, we're on.
We're on. What's
We're
up,
on.
everybody? Hello, hello, hello. Before we get into the tea and into this beautiful guest, you guys already know Sound Mind and Body Wellness. Shout out to them if you are looking for therapeutic massage for spiritual healing and alignment and true connection. We got you covered. Okay. And so we want to extend to all of our new clients a 30-minute session on us. It is on the house. All you have to do is go to our website, check it out. Do your research, read, look at the videos, right? And then just fill out the form for your session and call to book your session. Yeah. That part. So
The most important part.
yes. So welcome back, you guys, to another episode of Bits of Tea. Tonight we have a very special guest. We love having guests on our show because it just expands the conversation and we learn so much from the people in our circle of influence. And so I'm not gonna keep y'all waiting because I know y'all see her real fine over here. Okay. I want to welcome my beautiful dear sister, Miss Rachel Ray. She is exactly. She is the creator and founder of Positive Images of Black People on Facebook, a very high impact group that is just so awesome when it comes to information. Girl, no, you didn't. No, you didn't. She is also a beautiful stylist and so many other things. And so I want to welcome Rachel, you to the show. Thank you so much for being here.
Very happy.
Yes. Yes, it's about time. And y'all get this. So like a year ago, maybe a year and a half ago, I don't know. It's been time is like not linear, but I remember telling her like, "Oh my god, like I want you to show up with your fashion and style me. Like I need you to show up. I want to watch you every day." Like because she has such a sense of style and it's so stimulating. Like I love when I'm about to see her because I already know that I'm going to be like fulfilled and satisfied. Like she is going to literally stimulate me visually in ways that only she can. And so I
Appreciate
remember
you so
telling you
much.
all of this, like, girl, you need to stop playing. Like, what are you
You
doing?
did,
I
and you
did.
told me you need to make a lookbook, and I didn't understand like
Right.
how I was supposed to do that, what that like really meant.
Right.
But my Instagram has
Mhm.
turned into something of a
A
lookbook.
lookbook, a digital
A
one.
digital lookbook, and now I have all kinds of folders in my phone, and I
Wow.
save my outfits and everything.
Full
And
circle moment.
yeah, but my Facebook is not my Facebook, my Instagram, one of my Instagrams, something
Yes.
styled by Ray, and I post photos and photo sets and reels of my outfits of
Yeah.
the day.
It's so inspiring and it does come through because ladies, let's be real, like sometimes we feel like we don't have anything. Like I don't have anything to wear, but I have so many different pieces of clothes and pieces of accessories. And not all of us have that gift, that eye that can just be like, oh, I'm gonna put these random ass things together and I'm gonna come out New York Fashion Week. Like, you know what I mean? Like we don't have that. So that's why we have sisters like you who fill those spaces for us. And then when I look at your stuff, which I do every day, it literally is inspiring. And when you look at something that is inspiring, guys, like it activates you. Okay, it activates you, meaning like your wheels start turning, you have more energy. Y'all follow me on that? And so it's super important to like just even in your everyday to day to have things that are going to add value to your potential. Like if you're going to be on Instagram, look at something that's going to activate you and inspire you, right? That was a beautiful opening. You better have come to this show ready to talk, okay?
If it's one thing I can do.
Okay, that part, okay? Queen Jade, how are you?
Oh, I'm doing well.
Yes.
Guys.
Okay.
Today, so this is how this looks right now. This is a bunch of shenanigans right now because basically this wouldn't be a show if it wasn't.
It would
Okay,
be.
first of all, I'm just gonna go ahead and just be like,
Go ahead, let
yes,
them
we
know
are
what
sharing a
happened.
mic. Okay, we had everything. Mic check 1 2. Mercury retrograde's last day. Decided to show the hell out. Okay, what I'm saying. So yeah, we're one mic sharing, right? And then I have our guest over here.
Shout out to her space.
Shout out to her space, right? Anyways, this one has a string cord, what have you, with a small mic on it. Shame on
But it's
me.
getting the job done.
I mean, it's getting the job
It
done.
is. It's doing what it needs to do.
Yeah.
That's
So
the motto. That's what
again,
choosing.
that's why this is shenanigans. I'm just saying. But anyways, guys, I'm doing well. I'm not gonna be bombarding the mic like this again because it looks kind of crazy. I actually might remove it from the arm so that we might have to pass it, which I was against
I think I would like
earlier
you
today.
Was judging it.
I was judging it. I was being judgy.
Like, I can still. It's gonna mic. The mic is gonna mic me. It's like whether I hold it or in a holder.
It's a
So,
make it
listen,
work moment.
You know what? I love that. Yeah, and
Shout
I
out
love
to Tim Gunn.
shout out to Tim Gunn. Yes.
See, back to fashion. It always comes back to
Yeah,
fashion.
there we go. There we go.
That's how you know it's divine. Like it's meant to be.
I'm gonna unplug
so
for
you get-
2.5 seconds.
Okay, I love it. Every time we show up like this, I'm inspired to do that.
There we go. There we are.
Y'all should totally hold the mic.
Yeah,
Right?
I was against it earlier.
I don't. Why would you?
I don't
And then you guys
know.
know when we get into the conversation, the kids show up out of nowhere.
Yeah, and because they want snacks. I told you they want food, guys. We have our kids here too. They want food.
We're moms, right?
So this is what's gonna happen.
Can the kids
Yeah. So like while we're making decisions, this is live.
There's
Chips. Yes.
Chips is good.
Okay, well, do it
It's
for
okay.
us.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
You
Guys,
don't
this is
consider-
great. This
Look at
is
me, I'm trying
so
to grab the mic and she's
this is so
literally
good. But
like-
anyways, I'm done with that because she asked me how I was, but I'm doing well, guys. Thank you. Thanks for
can't give
tuning
a
in.
Scorpio a
I
mic
know.
and
I
then
know.
try to take the mic.
know.
This is how I go.
She never-
Wait a minute, because I don't ever have the mic because y'all already know what it
She
is.
never wants to admit though that she be wanting the mic, and it's like, you know, you you want the mic, and it's okay, because I sure as hell can't get it back sometimes, and I reach for it. You're silly. Oh my god.
All right, y'all.
So-
Got
Yes,
puff,
no.
puff, pass.
Puff puff pass on the mic. That part. Exactly. Heavy on that part. No, you guys. So yes, it wouldn't be real without the shenanigans. But all jokes aside, shout out to Queen Jade because she the one who got all this together. Like Rachel and I had a ball
With the quickness.
like seamless, no stress, no interruption of girl time while we were professional, seamless. And she was delegating, and it was awesome because that's what she do. And everything. Look at us, we're so beautiful. Like yes, styled by Rachel Ray. Hand claps. I need the hand claps.
Thank you.
I need
Get
the. I
it.
was gonna try to do it, but then I forgot the headphones. The headphones. Yeah. So no, you guys, tonight is gonna be a really great conversation because we're gonna be talking about something really important, and that I feel that once we know it, it's gonna give us so much clarity and context to some of our life situations that we're moving through right now. Okay. And this is something that I invested in to learn. I had an amazing expedition with Queen Tracy David Speaks. She is phenomenal in what she does. I'll give you guys all the information for that. But anyway, so I had an expedition, and this was a sacred journey, and you know, I'm healing right now. I'm in the midst of a real transformation, right? Like I am coming to the awareness that you know, I was associated for a while and, you know, moving through suppressed grief and anger and confusion, right? And creative insecurity and efforts unreceived and all these other emotions that we store in our bodies. And so on my journey, I learned so much because I was already open and vulnerable. And my nervous system is, I've been regulating it for the last couple of years since it came into my awareness. And I didn't even know about regulating any nervous systems until recently, right? I didn't know that what my behavior was contributing to was actually regulation. Meaning, yes, the stress still exists, the chaos still exists, but I am able to move through that chaos in a way that not a lot of people can move through it. Now, part of that is, I was born with, a gift. We all have gifts. We're all uniquely created, right? And so one of my natural gifts, just like Rachel, you're able to put together so many things and make it look like fucking New York Fashion Week, right? Is the same way that I integrate fairly quickly with processes that benefit me and also ones that sabotage me. So I integrate fairly quickly, meaning like I learn it and I embody it. Okay. When you embody something, you not only know it, you understand it, overstand it, understand it, you become it. That's what embodiment is. Right. And so y'all know this.
Don't you do it. Don't you do it.
Not when the story is getting good, child. This always happens. Like, oh wow, I was journeying, yes. And it'll always come back, y'all. It'll always come back. It always comes back. Okay, yeah. But so basically I'm talking about my journey and how I discovered, so many things. It didn't come back yet, but I know where I am. Right. It didn't come back, but I know where I am.
She's not lost.
I'm not lost. I'm not lost, honey. I promise you. I'm not lost. I'm found. But yeah, so regulating my nervous system. And where was I going around with that? It was so good. It'll come back. I gotta stop thinking about it. But and there's so many parts of the story that I want to tell, but in a way that you're gonna understand. Like, it makes sense.
Yeah.
So while you're thinking, right. Exactly. Yeah. I don't know where I was, guys. Yes. It'll come back, I promise. However, the topic of tonight is dysregulated nervous systems, right? So on my journey, I discovered that I had been regulating my nervous system for some time, like practicing breath work and mindfulness and, like catching my negative thought processes as they come. Like when I feel the anxiety, I'm actually acting to support my body as opposed to suppressing what I don't want to feel. Right. So I've been doing that for a long time. That's regulating your nervous system. Okay. That's an example of that. And so because I had been doing that for some time, my body and my soul led me to the sacred journey. I am now ready to go deeper within myself because I can handle it. I've been regulating my nervous system so that when the actual darkness comes up, the memory, the sensation, the pain, I won't have a panic attack. I'll be able to actually face it, acknowledge it, acknowledge and see and feel all of the emotions from that trauma or from that time, and then be able to let it go and release as I'm creating new neurological pathways. Because while I'm on this sacred journey, all of the old ways of being, all of the old negative thought patterns, all of that is quieted down. I'm literally in touch with mother and myself, and I'm present to the experience as opposed to fear and self-sabotage. Y'all following me on this? I totally lost my thought, but I feel like I brought me back to where I need to be.
It's fun. Every time we have these conversations.
Girl, I said that just earlier, didn't I?
I know. I'm sorry. And I talk about
right, because we got to talk with our hands. Girl, put it on the other hand. What's your favorite hand to use? Right.
All right, I'll try to.
Right. It's okay. Right. This will suffice. This will do.
But every time we have these conversations,
yes.
Sorry. We're always here. We're always
exactly
because I've been doing the same thing and didn't have a term for it. Didn't know that's what I was doing.
Yeah.
For me, I learned it through therapy and and just my own self-awareness. I've always been very self-aware.
Right.
Which is a very scary thing when it is. And
a curse.
It took a long time. That part. It's scary when you don't know what it is and why you're like have the introspection all the time.
Right.
And people have pointed it out to me like over the years. Even my dad, when I was like 15, 16 years old, he's like, you always tell on yourself. You can never, if you ever do anything wrong, or if something's just weighing on me, whatever it is, like I have to,
it's gonna come out.
Yeah, I can never, like, it's always been heavy, trying to hold on to things, and so I've always been able to do that, and then do breath work, meditation, affirmations, writing things down. We have in the shower, I bought. It's called Aqua Pads. It's a notepad. It's meant for both,
That's so
right?
Cool.
But it has this pad. Yeah, so you can write. I write affirmations. I write if something's on my mind. I write it down, and that turned into Bub and I leaving each other messages.
Oh my gosh, that's so freaking cute.
It's awesome. They're so
that's a. There you go. You're welcome. I hope y'all caught that gem. I hope y'all caught that tool. For sure. That was so cute.
Aqua Notes.
Aqua Notes. Yes.
It's like $10 or something.
Right. Yeah. Wow. That's so beautiful.
Yeah, like we're always on this.
We're always, and it's like that because I'm intentional. Yeah. And this is like when how you are with yourself is going to reflect in your external reality. Okay, so it's not by coincidence that every single time I meet with Rachel or any single time I meet with anybody, okay, especially if there's intention behind it, it's always going to be divine and on time. It's always like that, and it's only because it's like that because I'm with that, like, for myself. Yeah. You know what I mean? So yeah, so guys, so regulating your nervous system is a thing. It's actually implementing or embodying the tools that you learn in therapy or that you just come across in your own self-awareness, your own journey that actually support your body when it's in that state of high stress. Okay, that fight or flight. All right. And that's the goal. We're on a journey to regulating our nervous systems because a lot of us are dysregulated still. Okay. To be regulated doesn't mean that stress and chaos and all that doesn't happen. It doesn't mean that. It just means that you're able to manage it more efficiently, okay, without it bringing you down and staying down for, God knows how long. So I want to share a very interesting fact. And this is science. Y'all can all like I encourage everybody to do your own research, read your own books, like take your own liberation into your own hands, discover more about yourself and why you behave the way that you do.
That's like the key. That is the key.
That's literally it.
That is the key.
Exactly.
Because once you have the awareness, you can work from there.
Exactly.
Right. And it's like, and whatever that looks like. Sometimes you not acknowledging some piece of yourself blocks so many avenues.
It does.
For you. And for me, like it's crazy. Like knowing like having that acknowledgement and understanding of myself, sometimes not freaking out and not panicking feels weird.
Right.
For so long, that is how my body responded.
Oh my gosh.
To the trauma,
exactly.
Right?
It's real.
It's so, and you have this peace and you're just like waiting for something bad
it's
to
so
happen.
crazy that you're saying this.
Then I'm like, no, like nothing bad's going to happen. Like this is, I worked towards this and this is what it is now. And I'm good. And just a little transparency for me.
Yes, please.
I, through all of this work and whatever that I've been doing on myself since 2020, I got off of my anxiety medication.
Wow.
My bipolar.
Yeah, get it. Hit the hand clap for everybody.
I was on anxiety pills and I was on medication for bipolar depression, a mood stabilizer, and I went to a nutritionist because I have thyroid issues, I have Hashimoto's.
Right.
And you just don't realize how much of just your hormones being out of balance triggers like all these things. And so I, and that was part of my journey too, because I was going to an endocrinologist whose treatment path for me was to do nothing and wait for my thyroid to fail and put me on synthetic thyroid medication for the rest of my life.
What?
And I'm like, I knew I didn't want that. Right. I knew there had to be a better way. And so last year or 2021, I found this lady on Instagram, and I can't remember her name right now, but she has Hashimoto's and she cured her Hashimoto's with diet.
Right.
Wow. And I followed her and I went, and she put all these videos and things and, but I wasn't ready. then. I knew what I had to do, but I wasn't ready. Right? I was still on my journey. I'm still like learning and figuring things out. And it wasn't until last year in September on TikTok, I saw an ad for this nutritionist. It's not nutritionist. It's like foundational medicine or something like that, right? But they have nutritionists on site, and they did full body, workup, and then they put me on the elimination diet, and they put, took all inflammatory foods out, right, and upped my water intake, put me on supplements. I did the food sensitivity test and all these things, and learned that it was just my hormones were out of balance. I was eating foods that were inflammatory. So when I thought I had allergies all these years, it was my nose being stuffed up and congestion and phlegm from foods that were inflammatory.
Listen to that. Foods.
So you can heal yourself and hurt yourself.
Yeah. Absolutely.
And it's true. Yeah. And people,
thank you for sharing that, Rachel. That was a big deal.
Yeah, for sure. So I'm just, and all that to say that I'm just co-signing what you're saying.
And I'm about to co-sign what you just said again, because the fact that I was, the fact that I was about to share, you literally just expanded the whole fact into a real life story, a real life example of what I'm about to tell. This is how Divine Mother always works. It's just so beautiful. So what I learned in my session was that we are dysregulated from childhood, okay? Because between the ages of 1 and 12, our metacognition, okay, the ability to think in certain ways and bigger, more expansive capacities is not yet developed. And so we are in a hypnotic trance. We are in a state of suggestion. Okay. So our bodies being in whatever environments that is in, with all those different stimuli, which you're seeing, smelling, eating, feeling, touching, all of that is being imprinted upon us, our bodies. And so, yes. And so when we experience the trauma or the stress, the body during that time is already suggesting that, oh, this is normal. This is how we respond. And this is what we need. And the stress that we feel produces a chemical. It's like a high, it's like a drug in the body. And so, we literally become addicted to this type of stress when our body's in fight or flight. And so, exactly, we're addicted to it. And that's what a dysregulated nervous system is. It's everything that you experience tangibly that you can label as chronic pain. It's just there's tons of imbalances within the mind and the body when your nervous system is dysregulated. Okay, the things that we're suffering through, right? That's not normal. It's because your nervous system is dysregulated. Why is it dysregulated? Because it has a pattern that's been impressed upon, okay? The unconscious mind, meaning there are thought processes buried deep in the unconscious that contribute to your behavior, how you actually respond to the things that happen in life, whether it be good or bad.
Yeah,
good or bad, okay? And so the reason why I'm bringing up this topic is because this is where I am right now, y'all. We bring the conversation exactly where we are. And so I am discovering a cycle that has been in my life for all of my life, and it's a mother wound, okay? And I came across this information first through self. Like, we've been diving into astrology and just looking into the birth charts, and just everything has consciousness, okay? Every single thing. Shout out to Marvin, because he brought this beautiful perspective into my world, but I already knew it was true. He just worded it in the way that I really align with, which is like, we all have consciousness. The earth is a consciousness. Nature has conscious. Animals have consciousness. You know what I mean? Like, we all are consciousness. And so, looking into my own astrology chart led me to my Neptune being in Chiron, which is just, for me, a mother wound. Like, I'm here on this lifetime to heal this mother wound that I've been with for probably many lifetimes. Who knows? But this mother wound is in this lifetime going to need healing for as long as I'm here. Like, it's my transcendence, right? And so it makes so much sense, because I carry that nurturing role with everything that I do. And so I can see myself wanting to heal that part of myself. But what else I didn't know was that so one, I have this mother wound, and then two, like, okay, you have that wound, but like, what does it actually look like, right? Like, what is this wound? Like, how does it show up in reality? Like, how can I identify it, right? I didn't know that. And so it's coming up now, it just came up like yesterday that, wow, the mother wound um is the same repetitive cycle that now I can identify through different experiences. But after I went into my astrology and I discovered that my Neptune was in Chiron, right? Days go by and then I get an Akashic reading. So now I'm being presented different tools and different modalities of healing for me. And I'm just saying yes to the opportunity because it's coming so seamlessly. And so in that reading, the mother wound comes up again. And it comes up in a bit more of a tangible way that I can identify with. Like, oh shit, she's definitely talking about me. Like, this is definitely facts. I cannot ignore this. And so I get that awareness, even more awareness of this mother wound, and still not really fully grasping like what it is, but I'm getting the seeds. And then I remember a conversation with Jade, and it's like she called like a one particular experience out to me that happened 3 times. And I'm like, ever since you told me that, I'm like, oh, that's what it is. And so during my journey, the mother wound became so clear, and it was the imprint of it's my fault. It's my fault. Right? And so can you imagine having that imprint of it's my fault type of thoughts, right? And what those type of behaviors could look like. You're going to literally either create or attract experiences to where it feels like it was your fault. The results, you're going to be able to judge the outcome of a situation as, damn, this was my fault. You're going to be able to see how. And so that was me. And so these experiences, y'all, look like not having an apartment after my lease was up and being pregnant and having to live with my aunts, right? Like being in school, and I don't remember what stress or trauma took place, but something happened, and I was working 40 hours, going to school full time, and I flunked. I like literally lost all of my 20,000. I had over $20,000 in grants and scholarships, right? Like those type of major life transitions that would read to anybody like me, oh, it's my fault. It's my fault. So it's my fault is a sabotaging imprint. Okay. And this is that imprint is what dysregulates the body. Because when the body stores these trapped emotions, it does impact your muscles, your tissues, your organs, your brain function, your blood flow. And this is why therapeutic massage is so valuable, because it actually promotes regulating your nervous system. It promotes new blood and lymph. It promotes pain relief. Okay. It promotes mental clarity. So many things that we could utilize on a day to day that will allow us to think clearly, have more energy. You know what I mean? Be more vibrant. We're able to make quick decisions that are aligned and purposeful, right? Like we're powerfully present. We're not missing a beat. We're in the fullness of life. We're not in the thoughts and the dialogue in the past or in the future, right? Like that's what you want. That's what we want. We just don't know how to label it because we never had it. I'm telling you right now what it looks like because I have it now. I have it. I'm getting it. You know what I mean? And that's the intention of this show, of the podcast, is to share with you guys my real life experiences so that you can pull out of them the things that align with you, okay? So that you can integrate with it and you can now activate yourself in ways that I'm activating myself, and you can actually really heal and live a life without pain where there's no fear. You just show up. Oh, the energy is the spirit is here. The energy is on 10.
Oh,
There we go. Exactly. Isn't that something?
wow.
It happens. It happens. Yeah, that was a fact. That was a fact. We're supposed to be showing up in our authenticity. Why? Because we were created to do so. We were created to do so. That's the only reason. It's not that deep. It's not that deep. Like it's for us to be us because we are us. Period. Because we can. Because we can. That's it. And so
nobody else is gonna.
not for you. No,
right, not for you.
It's up to you, you know? And so the whole objective of like regulating our nervous systems is so that we can just show up in our potential without the fear, without the self-sabotaging thoughts and dialogues, without the missed opportunities. Like, you know what I mean? Like just to show up in your greatness and your light and your divinity, and to know it though. To know it and receive the compliment like, thank you. You're welcome, beloved.
That's the part.
That's the praise.
It is hard.
That's the thanks. That's the gratitude.
Yeah.
And it is hard. And it's hard because of the dysregulation.
Yeah. I had to learn. I had to learn to accept compliments and not try to deflect away from, like let people compliment you.
Exactly.
And then I internalize and struggle with, if I'm too outwardly self-confident, then people are going to think that I'm narcissistic or whatever. But when I pull back and I kind of look from the outside and I see how other people view me, and people don't view me that way.
No.
I am just me. I've always been me. Sometimes that has lost me people, but not really. Right? In the moment you think that you lost them, but then you realize that either they were not meant to be in your life anyway, or whatever purpose they served, whatever role they played in your life is done. Like that part is done, and you shouldn't feel bad about it. But when you don't have self-awareness and you internalize failures and fears and things, and you do think that it's your fault, and so
Sammy, what's up?
Yeah, but so that's something that I work through really every day, is accepting compliments, accepting my gifts, acknowledging that I have gifts, what they are, accepting, the compliments and the feedback that I get from people. You actually put the stylist, word out there, like that title. I never thought of myself in that way or whatever.
Wow.
But then when I thought about it, how people would always say to me like, oh, I have a wedding to go. It's like a friend. She was going to a wedding in Belize. And she hit me up and was like, hey, what do you think of this dress? And we talked materials and weights, and it's,
wow.
it was on the beach and blah, blah, blah. And then she, and this happens all the time. It's just like people come to me and, and it makes me feel good and like appreciated that people like see me,
Yes.
I was just talking to dad about being seen, the other day, and that's a whole other thing. But we'll have to come back for that.
That is so beautiful. That's the goal, right? Like to be able to do the thing that our hearts are desiring to do, and to get that good response and feedback from the universe. You know what I mean? Like it's only happening. Thank you, babe. So sweet. It's only happening because like it's who you are. It's you want it to happen. It's gonna happen. You're open to it.
I'm not having imposter syndrome.
I love that
anymore.
As good.
Much.
Right. Hand claps all around. Hand claps all around.
I think it's always there a little bit, right? But if you, for the most part, are in a place of accepting yourself and understanding, then it's not pressing. It's not always sitting here. It's not always telling you like, oh, don't suggest anything in the work channel because everybody's going to think that it's stupid. That's a stupid idea, or when I get a raise at work, or when I get a promotion at work, being dumbfounded, like, why am I getting this? Like, I don't do, what did I do to even, or constantly like questioning what I bring to the table, not realizing that I have my own table.
Right.
Everybody has their own table.
Facts.
Facts.
Right.
Everybody has their own table. So yeah, this is my
Yo, we gotta capture this. We gotta capture this on Like I can't lose the sound, okay? I need to capture all of it.
She won't get the sound, okay?
Right. I'm getting the sound, all right?
Sound bites, y'all.
Come on.
Oh my God, I love you. Thank you. Let me just hold it.
Well,
I
okay.
was trying to be polite, like if you wanted to share any words, because I felt like I was holding it for a long time.
Absolutely. Right. Well, I do need to break out with this now. If you guys are interested in, yes, if you guys are interested in crocheting, let me tell you, we are absolutely hosting Counting Rows at Sound Mind and Body Wellness. Yes. It's going to be a night of absolute fun. Yes. You do not have to have any experience whatsoever. Okay. So if you want to do a new skill or been thinking about doing or picking up something, go ahead and come through. It's on what? The 29th, right?
The 26th.
The 26th. No, let me tell you, the 26th at 8.
I'm going to have the links where they need to be for you guys.
All the links are going to be in the description below.
Yes. Guys, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Like, share, and subscribe.
Oh, we're going to hit that clap button one more time because I love that button.
I knew you was going to want to talk. Like, share, and subscribe. Please make sure you do.
Thank you.
God,
thank you.
So
brought the
fun.
Coasters out.
It's
absolutely. So I just interjecting just a bit here in regards to the conversation. Now, I've heard of addiction. Okay, we know what addiction is, but to hear it explain the way that Koni explained it to me, it's like, wow. Like I really had the morphine drip, the pain drip in the arm. Like every time I needed to feel it, I just hit the button.
Yeah, more stress.
More stress. Bring on the cortisol. I was addicted. I was like, I had an IV drip. I had something in my arm. Yo, like I was eating stress. Like I was doing so much stress. I'm telling you, did not realize how addicted I was. Yeah.
That's a good tip. We didn't
seriously
highlight that was so that's beautiful.
Yeah.
Because then that goes right into where we are now of like trying to break free from the thoughts, right? That held us captive. But we at some point for a long time we needed those thoughts to survive. Like we literally survival. Yeah. And like literally addicted to the stress. And so in my journey, me realizing all these things, I was able to identify those cycles of it's my fault, the cycle, the mother wound, you know what I mean? And I was able to gain insight on, the thought processes and the trapped emotions, which I've been doing the work on and everything else. And so now it's just embodying and practicing daily the new ways of being. All of the healthy aligned habits, like the ones you just named, receiving compliments and not shying back or not acting dumbfounded when you get a raise or all those little things count. They matter. All the little single things, the little tiny sabotages that go on in your head, create a challenge for yourself to attack those little bitches. Okay? Like seriously, like acknowledge them as they come up. Like, caught you, bitch. We're not going there. Not today. Not today. I'm having a good day. Okay. Not stressing today.
Right.
Not stressing today.
That's right.
I literally, and I don't know if this is don't do what I do because it's probably not like the best thing. But I literally will, when I have those thoughts creeping into my head, I literally will out loud say shut up.
Exactly.
I do. And at first I used to think that I was like going crazy, but I'm like, whatever. And guess what? Eventually
they stop.
I stopped tearing.
No, that's actually very kind of you. I'd be like, bitch, shut the fuck up. Like, real talk. Nobody fucking asked you.
Right.
Like, for real, sit down. Like, honestly, now my mood is messed up. Like, it goes into a whole. So,
no, but see, you can't let it upset you.
That's the learning and that's the journey. Yes. That's what I'm saying. You have to go through the process though to get to the part where it doesn't get under your skin or you don't get fed up and agitated and frustrated. You actually have to be those things first. Like you actually have to be toe to toe before you can get to like shut up. Like and then because you're gonna evolve from shutting up. If not, you're not even gonna have to say that no more. Those thoughts will be done because you'll be creating new experiences and having new challenges, but they won't be the challenges, y'all. I promise they won't be the challenges created from survival states of being. The challenges are going to be more graceful. Duality exists. So, both sides of the spectrum must coexist. That's just what it is. However, they're not going to be created from, again, those survival states of being. All right. So although we don't know and it is uncertain, you can guarantee that it won't be the same. And for that, I'll take it. I'm taking it.
I learned a couple of years ago. I'm not gonna get it, but
right.
It was such a breakthrough when it happened, because I wasn't expecting. Wasn't expecting it.
Right.
Sorry. Can you hear me now?
Yes.
There we go. I wasn't expecting it to present itself in that moment.
Right.
I was working through. I was doing some exercises, and I was working with someone at the time, doing much like the work that you're doing for yourself now. And there was a question, and I got stuck on the question. So my homework was incomplete. So we were working. She said, "No, don't worry about it. We'll work through it.
Right.
While we're on the phone during our session." So we worked through it, and she was, sort of prompting me and getting me to
exactly
there. And when I got there, I literally I'm in the middle of sort of answering her question, and I stopped. Literally,
it clicked,
and I was like, "Oh shit!" And she was, whatever. And I'm like, I didn't say mother wound because I didn't have that verbiage at the time.
Right.
And I don't remember what I said, but whatever
it came to you. It came right back.
It came to me, and then I started trying to explain it to her.
Right.
And of course, then
the release.
And then it was crazy, but I did feel relief. I felt light, and not like that I had, because it's still a thing, and it's still there, and it still happened. But the fact that I realized what it was and acknowledged it, and cried through it and talked through it or whatever, and I mean, it really is therapeutic. And then a year later or something, I was in Miami with my friend hanging out, and something came up and we were talking, and that it led to that, and I was explaining to her, and then I'm crying again, middle of the street, Collins Boulevard. Man. I'm bawling, and I'm like, what the fuck? Because I thought I was good. I'm like, yeah, whatever, and nah,
that part,
it still was, it was still there,
and
still very much. It just let me know that I'm not over it.
Exactly.
Yet. I'm not through it yet.
Right.
But
it's
it
layers.
was a breakthrough.
Yes.
It is layers. It's
absolutely
exactly what it is. And every time you're through it and you're past it, you don't even realize it until you're there. And then every time, right? One day you're just like, oh God. She's like, you need the big mic.
Yo, what's good, Naima? Thank you for tuning in.
It's just an amazing feeling, because you don't realize that you're through it until a moment presents itself, and you realize that you didn't handle it the way you would have handled it before, or
that's it.
You don't feel the way you would have felt before.
That's it,
you
guys.
said it. You said it that day we were in the car and I was driving, and you could feel the confidence that I had.
Oh yeah,
so y'all don't know, but I used to have a lot of anxiety around driving.
Tell
to the
the
point
tea,
where
Rachel.
I had to take a pill every day before I left my house, before I could drive my car, because I had so much anxiety. I had intrusive thoughts about driving into traffic.
Say that
crazy.
Part. No, it's not.
No,
same.
It's not.
It's the same.
Okay.
Just random, right?
Yes.
Absolutely. Completely
There's
random.
a term for it. I recently learned it. I will have to look
what
it
is,
up. And I don't remember it off the top of my head, but it's a thing.
It's a thing.
Wow.
But then one day I was in the car and I'm driving, and there was traffic, and it was a little bit of a stressful, driving situation where I normally would have had a panic attack and freaked out if I hadn't taken the medication or whatever.
Right.
And I realized that I was okay.
Wow.
And I have my tools.
Yes.
I have
a
couple little stuff guys that are in my cup holders, and I listen to electronic music when I start feeling that
these
way.
Are tips, y'all. Listen to the jewels.
These are the tips. These are the things that have helped me and that I've learned along the way, and I very gladly share them with people because maybe that thing will help you.
Exactly.
And but the point is, you'll get there if you do the work, and you don't even realize necessarily that you're working, because you're working through it, and you're actively living through it. So you don't feel like, oh man, I got to go do this thing today, because you have the tools. And before, I say the same thing with raising kids, right? You don't realize that your kids are listening to you until they are presented with a challenge or an opportunity to implement the thing that you taught them.
Absolutely.
Yes.
We need that button.
Yes. I'm gonna create that actually. I'm definitely going to create that one. You already know what it is. Yes.
I love that. See, y'all, this is why we love guests, because they bring their own perspectives and tangible examples to the things we're going through and moving through. Like I told you, didn't I tell you in the text? I said trust. After I give my story and my context, you're going to have she's gonna tell me, I don't know how much I can add. Like, girl,
she's adding a lot.
You a damn lie. Like, no, don't even. I got you, trust. And look at us. You done took us home so many times. Like, it's such a fulfilling conversation. And I love comedy as a way to help with my anxiety. Okay. Like you can move with the shenanigans and stress in life however way you want to. We don't have to continue to move through it survival states of mind. Okay. Like we can actually choose other ways. And that's the whole point of having conversation, y'all. Like we need community. Like you need to have someone to talk to. You cannot do this work by yourself. It is impossible. Okay.
You can't live life alone.
You cannot live life alone.
Humans are social creatures, and we are need a community to survive. People always say it takes a village to raise kids, but it takes a village to live life.
Ooh.
A word.
It takes a village to live life.
You need
that was
people.
Beautiful.
You need people for the good and the bad. You need people to lean on. You need people to celebrate your wins with.
Yes.
Like we are not meant to be solitary.
That part.
Exactly.
You know.
Yeah. You're absolutely correct. We need the catalysts too that bring the stress and chaos. We need them too. And I'm so grateful for this perspective because it breeds me more compassion for those who I felt hurt me in life. Okay. And they didn't necessarily hurt me. They just was living their own timeline. It was my own dysregulation and my own trapped emotions that I already had stored in me is what even attracted them to me. You know, so I have more compassion and I can let that shit go and I can let those thoughts go and I can let that behavior go. And it's so much easier for me to just let it go and be, you know what I mean? So, and this is the goal, y'all. Like we want y'all to be where we are. If you're not, if you're already not on this level or caliber of self-awareness and action, because it's one thing to be aware, okay, which is, you're conscious, but there's another thing to be competent. There's a difference. You have to live it. You have to embody it. And so there's a lot of y'all that's y'all are consciously incompetent. You are aware, but you're not doing the work. And that's why shit's hitting you hella hard right now. Life is hard because you're making it hard.
You can't unsee what you've already seen.
You can't.
You cannot.
And that's why when you know better, you're supposed to do better. Supposed to, because now you have the knowledge.
Yes.
You can't act like you don't know.
Yes.
Now you're making an active choice to remain wherever you are. It is that you are, because that's where you're comfortable.
Yes.
Applause.
Yeah, that's it. Yo, she said applause. She already knew what the fuck was.
Can I just say something?
Yo.
When I'm around you two, though, you pull me out of me even more.
I love it.
You really
this is community.
That's what activation is. Real lifetime. This is what
it's always
you want. It's supposed to be. Because when we do that, we're filling our cups. And then we'll be able to pour into so many other people's cups from a full cup, though. Right. We can pour from an empty cup. We've done it all this time. Yeah. But what happens when we pour from a full cup? I'm going home with cute ass outfits. That's what
Yo! She just did it. She just said that. She just said that.
Hashtag styled by Ray.
Yes. Yo, I love that.
Like, stop
Look, the headphones. I love this. I love
Yes.
the fact of how we can travel and do this.
Yes.
I'm really enjoying
This is
it.
our first
Minus
taste
the
of
hiccups.
season.
Y'all gonna see I love the evolution because guess what? We
Right.
still finishing. You know what I'm
And the
saying?
conversation
Yeah.
gave.
We
did it
still
give?
finishing.
The conversation gave completely,
It's-
and it just. Oh my God, the combo was comboing. Okay.
You said combo in. So you guys, if you are ready to pull that morphine drip of pain out of your arm and live a life that is just absolutely blissful, you already know. Call 727 373 6732.
That was so good.
You will definitely get hit up by me,
Yes.
Jade, or
Queen Koni. Queen Koni. Yes.
yes.
absolutely.
So for real, you guys, we actually have a lot of services that could yield such benefits for your mental and your physical. Okay, so we have therapeutic touch, which is AKA massage, body work, whatever you want to call it. We also are certified in hypnotherapy. Koni has amazing containers as well that can walk you through step by step how to get your life right. Okay, and it actually everything works. That AAOC, I hope she explains it again tonight.
The AAOC.
Yes.
Yeah.
They
So
gotta know that.
we're and okay. Before I share the AAOC, but we're so good on time. Like
We're
I
always
love
good on
tangents,
time.
but wait, hold on,
Right,
wait. So good on time. But okay, so y'all caught so many perspective shifts. Like my intention was just one shift. We gave y'all like tons and tons of perspective shifts, which Rachel, to me, you know what a perspective shift is. It's literally shifting how you view something so that you can make a
Your
different
mindset,
decision.
yeah.
Exactly. We dropped so many of those in this conversation, y'all. Replay this episode and just like listen to it again and take notes. Real talk. This is the work. Right, exactly. Lo-fi hip hop.
Yo.
Exactly. Chill hop. All that. Yeah. Exactly. And so the AAOC is a wonderful tool. Okay, it's very easy, it's practical that you can integrate with or embody or just, perform, practice it. That will allow you to gain more self-awareness, and that will also allow you to practice regulating your nervous system. Okay. And so the 4 pillars of alchemy is what I call it. And it's AAOC. So the first A is awareness. Without the awareness that a problem even exists, no change can happen. Okay. No, I'm good. Without the awareness, nothing will happen. So that's the very first step of the process is, like become aware. Okay. The second step, A, is acknowledgement. You want to acknowledge your contribution within that experience. Okay. What are you doing that's contributing to the outcome of the story? That's not negating the fact that you may be a victim. We're just acknowledging where you can make change. Okay. You can only make change from where you are. You can't make change for them over there. Okay. Yes. So you want to acknowledge your hand in the story that you're telling, okay, but that you're in right now. And then you want to observe. This is where that area of view perspective comes in. You take yourself out of your shoes, meaning you detach emotionally. You put your emotions to the side. Isn't that what it's like? You really just state the fact without the feeling.
Exactly. It's very logical. It's
Mhm.
very what's the word? I can't think of the word. I don't want
Yeah.
to hold you up. But yes,
You're not holding me up.
it's you're I can't think of the word, but
It's okay.
yeah, it's just logic. You're
Right.
not feeling, you're
Right.
just taking the facts,
Right.
identifying them,
Right.
splitting them into whatever you got to do to make sense of the data,
Exactly.
right? And then go from there of how you can actually use that to get to the
Exactly.
next.
Exactly.
the
So
next step.
it's good to have more perspectives of what observation means for yourself because it could be different for everybody,
Mhm.
right? So just to give you guys a couple of ideas of what that actually is, girl. Okay, so I don't understand it. I don't understand it. We pay for no ads and still an ad. I don't get it. But anyway, so then the last part after you have the observation, so you have the awareness, right? You are aware that you're dysregulated. Now you're going to acknowledge what it's like to be dysregulated, right? Are you having intrusive thoughts? Are you finna have a panic attack? Are you like not breathing, right? Are you reading that text over and over again? Like, what are you doing that's contributing to the anxiety, right? And then you want to observe. So you just want to pull the emotions out of it for a second. Just get like logical and ground yourself. Like view everything that's happening. Like, okay, like we did have this conversation, and that me reading that text actually made me feel a way. I don't necessarily know what way that was, but I was triggered. I was moved. I could have been confused. I could have been angry. Like, I need you guys to start to observe everything. Just say all the facts. And then the last part of the process is C for choice. You have to make a decision to do something immediately, like immediately, that is in direct support of a new outcome. Okay, just make a choice to do something different, literally, like, and commit to it. And it needs to be something easy so that you can do it immediately. So if you take yourself through this process while you're, feeling like you're about to have a panic attack, and you get down to the choice, and the choice is, I can take 3 deep breaths right now, because those deep breaths are in support of being stress free. Like, those deep breaths are in support of calmness, right? And so you just, in that moment, take those 3 deep breaths,
and you get immediate relief.
Immediate relief.
And breathing and panic attack. I mean, that's the whole thing, right? That's the whole thing.
The panic attack.
So yes, and so if you literally have that in your mind, it's almost like you want it to be like an auto trigger. So you feel the panic coming on, but almost simultaneously, the other side of your brain is like, okay, wait, what tools do I have to tackle this?
Right.
Immediately, I can breathe slow, deep,
yeah,
so that I'm not panicking, so that my, and then
okay, we'll deal with it. We're almost done. Just leave it for now, okay? Give us a few minutes. All right.
Thank you.
Okay, awesome. You girls are awesome.
Love you.
Right. Bye. That was so funny.
I wanted to say, going back to the
the observation.
A helpful way maybe to think about it is to, in separating yourself from your own situation, is to try to look at it as if it was somebody else telling you their experience of what they were going through, right? So like literally like step outside of yourself. Think about it like if my friend was telling me that she keeps reading this person's text messages, or she keeps obsessing over something or whatever it is, how would I advise her? What would I tell her immediately? Would I tell, to calm herself down, or, step away from the situation, whatever it is, and do that for yourself. You have to treat yourself as good as you treat other people. Be the friend to yourself that you are to other people.
That's so real.
That was a big thing for me, because I was always, always, always giving 110% or more to other people, and not to myself. To myself, I was giving the bare minimum. I was giving myself just enough to be able to just move. And I literally always felt like I was like a zombie, like a shell of myself. Like I was, outside, whatever. And I, put this mask on and whatever, and present this, ray to the world, whatever. But, and that's where that, again, going back to A, so the first A, right? You have to acknowledge, aware and acknowledge what you're feeling and what you're dealing with, so that you can move through.
So I wanted to say really quickly how Rachel literally just took the O and made it her own. But it was still in an observant type of way. So just know that that's what you're doing with the AOC. You're making it fit into your life. That's what you're doing. Just wanted to point that out real quick.
Yeah, that's beautiful. And even to even add on to the breath work, right? Because that is the panic attack. Panic attack and breath work is the same thing. They're just on opposite ends of the spectrum, right? And so this is why it's so important to have healthy and aligned habits, aka a ritual for yourself. This is all about honoring yourself and really taking care of yourself. This is self-care. Okay? Self-care, right? And I'm practicing this myself, excuse me. But when you practice on a daily, like it's a non-negotiable, like it's your job, like it's paying you, $300,000 a year, breath work is mandatory. so that when you do get in those moments of stress, you can automatically start to debrief. That's what happens. So there's 4 levels of like competency. Okay. And the first level is unconsciously incompetent, meaning you're asleep, you're not aware, and you don't know what to do. Right. And then you have I think it's unconsciously competent, right? Like you may be asleep and then you know what to do, and then it's like you're consciously competent, meaning like you're aware and you know what to do. And then there's unconsciously competent, which is where you don't have to think about it no more. You can be asleep and you know what to do. Right. I don't know if I explained those in order or if it was,
We
made
got
sense.
it.
Right. Y'all got it.
Yeah.
And so when you like to get to the unconscious competency part of it, it's just practice. Because at some point it does lock in. At some point it is imprinted upon
Right.
that this is what we do to handle stress now. Like it's no longer I'm not addicted to the drug no more. So if you're not addicted to stress, then what are you? This is hypnosis. You focus on life without the problem. You actually focus on what the system is,
And
what
then
works.
you know what happens? You get addicted to peace.
Well, I don't know. I haven't gotten that far yet.
I promise you, friend. You will.
I haven't.
Because
I don't
when
know.
you get there,
Mhm.
that's when you're like the stuff, you let it roll off your back because you're like, you don't want anybody or anything to bring you out of that blissful like state that you're in. And that feels high, like a high too.
Yeah.
But it's not like unhealthy. It feels good. And you're just like, you feel light. And that's not to say that like you're not going to have hard days and sometimes shit is going to get to you because they do. But for the most part, your overall outlook on life and the way that you handle things gets lighter and it gets better, and you don't want anybody to mess that up. So when the stresses arise, you have your tools and it gets easier and easier to say, you know what, I'm not even going to give that attention. Whereas in the past, I would have been like, Petty McQueen, like for
so then
hours.
addiction to stress may be a good thing. That may be something that people aspire to.
They shouldn't be addicted to stress.
To be addicted to peace.
Oh yes, exactly.
To be addicted to peace.
Exactly. And I don't necessarily like to use the word addiction because it does have a negative connotation. You know, even if it's a good thing that you're addicted to, if you hyperfixate on it, it's not good, right? But I just mean to say that you will not allow anything to disrupt your peace once you get to that point. So I don't like fuss with people on the internet. And when my mama's getting on my nerves, sorry, mommy, I love you, but when my mama's getting on my nerves, I just walk away, excuse myself, put the phone down, walk away from the text, whatever it is that I have to do.
That's regulating your nervous system.
Right, because I don't want my peace disrupted.
Oh yeah, that's where I am now. So I would say that that's a part. That's what happens. That's a part of the process.
Exactly.
Like when you're regulating your nervous system, that's exactly what happens. You're more present to the things that trigger you. And if it's not fully healed yet, like if it's still triggering you and there's still work to be done and you're just not ready to do that work just yet, then you implement those things. You implement the distance, the whatever it is that you have that works. That's going to support your nervous system. That's exactly what you do. So yeah, that's a bomb. That's I am there, girl. Like I've been there.
I know.
They think
I knew.
Right. But they're addicted to peace. And like I was thinking like you said, it had the addiction word has a negative connotation.
Exactly. That's why I wanted to.
I was trying to grasp like, okay, well what? Well, how could that look? Like, what does that look like?
Yeah.
But now that I have the full context, it's like, no, this is exactly what happens when you're on the journey of regulating your system. It's going to happen naturally and it's going to be wonderful because you're going to have new, bigger challenges to face, like more impactful challenges that actually add ripples in the earth. You know what I mean? Like for real. So I'm done with petty challenges of life and stress and survival.
Yeah.
I'm ready for the stress of, raising $1 million to support my children and women in Africa.
That part.
Like I'm good. I'm ready for those.
We're elevating. We're forward moving, forward thinking. Like,
yeah. Anybody else have anything else to add to that conversation? I feel like we gave the people such a good vibe. Like this was phenomenal.
I would just like to add that going back to what you were saying about self-care, self-care is not a one-time thing. Self-care is not just mani-pedi spa.
Right.
You know, it's a combination.
Yeah.
Some days it's going to be going into your bathroom, turning the lights off, and taking a shower in the dark with you know,
oh, that's so good.
Music or no music. Sometimes you need to hear your thoughts. Sometimes you need to drown them out a little bit.
Oh, that's so good, Rachel.
You know what I mean?
Yes.
Sometimes it is going shopping and buying a couple things. And just whatever it is, I think, you know, self-care is ongoing, and every day it looks different.
Yes.
And you know, sometimes it's walking.
Yeah.
Sometimes
she's giving y'all tangible, practical things that you could do.
This is my lived experience.
Exactly.
You know, these are all things that I have done for myself, things that have worked. Sometimes the thing that worked yesterday is not working today, and then you got to just try something else. You know, it's just think about things that make you feel good and put you in a good mind state, and also makes your body feel good. You know, all at the same time, because the goal is to be in a alignment, or as much as possible, right? It's not going to be always 100% of the time.
It's not supposed to be.
Exactly. No. It's not supposed to be. It's not normal. But you know, for as much as you can. And for those of us with children, you know, it's very important for them too to see us facing challenges and working through them, giving them the tools to be able to work through the things that they will inevitably deal with. My goal with raising my children is to give them a childhood they don't have to heal from.
Exactly.
So for us to have the tools now to have the awareness and the tools, you know, to be able to recognize the things that we dealt with and, you know, healed from and are still healing from, we can give those tools to our kids.
Yes, and that's so
they're
beautiful.
Little. Our kids are 9, and they have more tools than
they have. So much awareness. The stuff that they how they talk to each other and how they coach each other through their stress is like, what? Who paid you? Like, what? Did you go to Oprah summer camp? Like,
people are always like telling me that my kid sounds like an adult. She talks like an adult. And I'm like, well, I talk to her like an adult. I don't do baby talk.
Exactly.
I present her with options. There's a show that's on right now, and I don't know if we have to go. So this is the last thing
that we're good.
There's like
this running behind a little bit.
So we're good.
Okay, so, that's true. Yeah. So there's this show right now on ABC. I watch it on Hulu called The Parent Test, and the kids have been watching it with me. Now I have an interesting perspective because I have an adult child and a younger child, so I can, you know,
you have a perspectives, okay, with the if and the end.
My kids are 14 years apart, so
I know she look good, right? Exactly. You try to find out how and where, like you. Yes, I love
it. But on the show, the purpose of the show or the point of the show, whatever, is it's like 12 or 14 different parenting styles.
Right.
And they put the families through these different challenges to see how they support their children, you know, as...
That sounds like a good show.
It's so good. And then they kind of judge each other's parenting style or whatever. And the goal is, and there's no prize really, but the goal at the end of it is to see like which is the best parenting style. So been watching it with the kids, and after each episode I ask Olivia specifically, because she's the little one, you know, what parenting style do you think most aligns with like my parenting style? So in the first couple of episodes, we thought it was more of the new age parenting style, which is, you know, kind of free rangey,
real free rangey,
right, all the way letting the strings come.
Like crazy.
So kind of, you know, and but then after we watched like this last episode, I asked her, and she's like, I think, you know, so there's a parenting style called negotiation or negotiator. And we do that a lot. We do. But my thing is, in life, you're always presented with choices, right? Always. So I don't think the negotiation style of parenting is like inherently bad. It can be bad, as we saw in the episode. The mom, and it was so funny because there was this one part, and Bubby was like, "You," and I'm like, "This child is always coming for me."
It be your own kids. It be your own kids,
right? But I appreciate that she has that awareness that she can even see that.
Right?
Tell me about me.
Yes.
Tell me. Keep me like level. Tell me
exactly.
Right. So there was like this one part where she a couple of times sort of bribed the kid a little bit with, well, if we can get through this thing, like we could get some chocolate milk or some ice cream or whatever it is. And it's full transparency.
Like, don't act like y'all ain't never do it. First of all, don't act like a friend. Y'all ain't never. Don't even try it. Don't even try it. Where the iPad at? Okay, don't let me have to start reading y'all.
I will admit it. I guilty, but I recognize that, right? And I don't want it to always be where she won't do something if she's not promised a thing in return.
Right. That part.
But at the same time, let's look at ourselves as adults, right? We're always weighing what's the value to me in doing this thing. There's always an exchange. There's always what's the return on my investment?
All the time. Period. All the time.
And we have to always remind ourselves that children are just little people.
Right.
They are not less than, lower than, different. They're just younger. They still deserve respect. They have opinions. They have thoughts. They have things they like and don't like and want to do and don't want to do. So I feel like let's logic it out. I will explain to you within reason, because I am the adult. But I will explain because I want her to be able to take two things and choose the one that makes the most sense for her. Understanding that she has to deal with the choice, that she made. Right. So, you want Roblox, fine. But if I buy these Robux for the Roblox, that you're not going to maybe get something else later because I'm spending the money on this thing. And she'll stop and she'll think and she'll say, okay, well, I don't want the Robux right now because I want this other thing. And sometimes it is a bribe. We use the tools that we have, people.
Period.
It's real.
It's all manipulation, to be honest. Okay, so I love the neurolinguistics aspect of things and all of that. But the reality is that we are all manipulators. Like, if you just, a lot of y'all are just unaware of how you're manipulating and also being manipulated. Okay? Like, but the awareness is you're being manipulated. Like, I'm manipulating you every single time into a deep conversation because I don't like small talk. Boom. I had to tell you. Like, I don't know if you knew this, but
I know.
Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so it just. I have some right here. Thank you. Because I sure did. Y'all. So this one. Thank you. I need like
what you need?
Like our tactic that's not here. It's not here.
I got
it's okay, we're about to be done. Yes. But y'all gonna have to just deal with the white around my lips because like if he's serious, then okay. So white. Oh my god, she got me off.
So white, yo, that was great.
But yeah. I forgot what we were saying.
Manipulation.
Yeah, manipulation. It happens. Everybody's already doing it. So it's just not like, be aware of how you're manipulating and how you're also being manipulated.
Yeah. Just don't be trash. Like, always be kind in like whatever you do. And I think if I had to pick like one quality about myself, just to like toot my horn a little bit, a lot. They taught me, y'all, toot your horn, y'all. Toot your freaking horn. Because you need, sometimes people, they don't hear it. So you got to toot it so they hear it. And then everybody else, then you got a symphony around you, right?
Yes. Oh, hell. Damn, it was going to be good, too.
It was.
You was tooting your own horn. You was about to tell us something that you're able to do.
Yes.
Perfect.
That I recognize in myself is that I'm kind. I am a kind person. Yes. I always think like, why do I always attract people? People are always just like talking to me and whatever. I am a kind person. Yes. I don't know any other way to be, and nothing else is normal to me. And it's always so upsetting to me when I encounter unkind people or hear unkind things, because that's like the bare minimum, right? That's base level, is to be kind to people. Everybody's dealing with something. Everybody has a story. You don't know what happened before that person left their house, on the way to getting to where they were going. By the time they got to work, you don't know. And then you're going to be an a-hole to somebody right off the rip. You know, didn't even say hi to them or whatever.
Right.
Don't know what happened to them. You know, and this goes for kids, everybody. And then you wonder why people are like disgruntled workers, kids are shooting up the schools, whatever, because shit is happening to people all the time and they just don't talk about it. Either they don't have the words, they don't have ears to hear them, they're not being seen, which brings me back to what I said before about being seen. You know, those things are important. So being kind is like the bare minimum.
It is.
You know, please just be kind to each other.
Well, here's the thing. I feel like people, when you're unkind, hand clap for that. That was so beautiful. But when you're unkind to yourself, you're going to automatically be unkind to others.
Projection, always.
It always goes back to self, y'all. And I know this is tough pills for all of us to swallow.
Yeah.
But it all goes back to self.
I love y'all.
You finna cut us off?
All right. Well, we gonna keep talking.
They want to kick me out the space right now.
Right. Okay. And then we can keep.
She saved my life right now. Okay, gotcha. All right, you guys.
This was such a beautiful show. Thank you so much, Rachel, for joining us and sharing. Yes, your perspective is so transformative and healing. Like, you shared such intimacy in a way that is going to liberate so many beautiful people. And so, thank you. Yes, please share it.
I have a few. Okay, so the Facebook page is Positive Images of Black People. It is a group that, really just promotes all things positive within the Black community. Okay, I'm very proud of that page. I grew it from just one member to now we're over 8,000 members. Awesome. And it's my baby, and so please join if you want to see Black positivity. Yes. And then for my Instagrams, because I got those, I have. So if you're in the Tampa Bay area, I have an Instagram page called Black in Tampa Bay, where I try to highlight and promote things that are happening within our community in the Tampa Bay area. Nice. I have Something Styled by Ray, which is where I post the outfits that I put together and different things like that. And I'm not necessarily ready to take on clients per se. I do style my friends from time to time in the kitties.
Does an amazing job.
But hit me up.
She threw that in real quick.
And then my personal page is, just for the shenanigans. Things, is BGRL _, and that stands for Black Girl Red Lips.
Exactly.
Ooh, you guys, what a show. I loved it. So as always, begin the day with love.
Fill the day with love.
End the day with love. Peace.
Yeah.
Yes. Oh, what is that?